Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start this lesson off by giving all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to our brothers who are fervently preaching the word in sincerity and in faith. Shalom to the sincere Akwath, and Shalom to the scattered Israelites who are amongst these heathen nations and look like these heathens. Now, this lesson is going to be based on a wrong way driver multi-vehicle car crash. So through the Spirit, I'm going to read this article, get some precepts, and Lord's will you're edified. It says 1 killed, 2 critically injured in crash involving wrong way driver on I-94, officials say. It says a person was killed and 2 other people were critically injured in a car crash involving a wrong-way driver Friday on I-94 on the city's south side. Chopper 7 was over the scene just after 7 p.m. where multiple vehicles appeared to be involved in a serious and damaging crash on the Dan Ryan Expressway near 55th Street. Chicago fire officials told ABC7 one person was removed from a vehicle and was dead at the scene. 2 people were taken to a hospital in critical condition. Illinois State Police said a wrong-way drive entered the northbound lanes of I-94 at 31st Street and traveled southbound before a 5-vehicle fatal crash happened near 55th Street. All northbound traffic was being diverted off at 67th Street, ISP said. Zephaniah 3 and 5. The just Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. And this was the judgment of the Lord, this 5-vehicle fatal car crash was the Lord's judgment. The Lord was in the midst thereof. The Lord is the one who put the Spirit on that person to drive in opposite lanes. And we all know how these incidents usually end. And it ended exactly how most people would have expected it to. Psalms 9 and 16. The Lord Yahweh is known by the judgment which he executeth. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands. Higgaion Selah. Yeah, so this is the Lord's judgment. This was not random and it wasn't an accident. The Lord created that whole scenario so that he could bring judgment upon those whom he wanted involved in that crash. 1 person died. A couple of people got taken to the hospital in critical condition. That's exactly what the Lord wanted. And so that's exactly how it played out. Deuteronomy 32:39. See now that I, even I am he, and there is no power with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. And in this particular judgment, the Lord killed 1 person and wounded at least 2 other people. Critically wounded 2 people. And for that person who died, there was nothing that could have been done to save them because the Lord already had it out for them. Proverbs 19 and 23. The fear of the Lord Yahweh tendeth to life, and he that hath it shall abide satisfied. He shall not be visited with evil. And it seems that those of us of the hopeful elect are the only ones who truly fear the Lord. The rest of these people, they're just out here doing whatever, with a lack of fear of the consequences of their wicked actions. And every day the Lord shows you what happens once he gets fed up with watching people do wickedness. He brings judgment upon them. They end up in a plane crash or a car crash, or they drown, or they die in a fire, or they get stabbed to death or shot to death. Or they get torn apart by some wild animal, or even a family pet. Like, the Lord is not messing around with these people. But because they, first of all, lack wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and they lack fear of the Lord, these people, they're just out here just being as ignorant and as reckless and as wicked as the Lord is willing to allow them to be. And then, like I said, once he gets tired of seeing it, he just sends out his spirits of vengeance to remove them. And there's a lot more people out here that are going to die. And you have to understand that these people who die are not innocent people. Job 4:7, remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off? And the answer is that nobody has perished being innocent. The people who die from getting shot, stabbed, die in a hit and run, die in a car crash, drown, die in a fire, these are not innocent people. Because if they were innocent in the eyes of the Lord, they'd still be alive. Because the Lord protects those whom he deems, I guess, to an extent, innocent and righteous. He protects them. He's not going to do somebody dirty like that. That is only done to wicked people who have provoked him unto wrath and deserve that. Verse 8, even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same. And that is what's happening every day. Morning, afternoon, night, 24/7, 365, is these wicked people reaping what they've sown. Running around here being wild and wicked, no fear of the Lord, no fear of the consequences of their actions, just non-stop provoking the Lord unto wrath. And then it gets to a point where the Lord is like, okay, I've had enough. And through his spirits of vengeance, he pays these people a visit. And in a lot of cases, and in a lot more cases, people are being just removed off the earth, sent to the spirit world. And that goes for these wicked men, these wicked women, and these wicked kids. Because the Lord is no respecter of persons. People think that just because a child dies, that was wrong, because it was a child. It's like, no, that child was clearly wicked. The Lord, like I said, the Lord does not just take people out just for the sake of doing it. The Lord takes out wicked people. Whether it's wickedness they did in this life or wickedness that they did in a past life that they're now paying for in this life. Which that goes into reincarnation, and for most people that goes right over their head, because once again the Lord has not blessed most people with the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of these scriptures. But the scriptures do tell us that every third or fourth generation you get brought back. So you die, and 3 or 4 generations later you come back to play out whatever judgment the Lord has in store for you. So all this whole YOLO, you only live once, that's BS. That's some man-made nonsense. Just like the whole, You know, if you're wicked and you die, you burn in hell type stuff. Like, that's all some man-made wicked doctrine. And then you have the men of the Lord, starting with the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who try to explain the truth to people, but the Lord doesn't want most people to understand because they're wicked and he's already written them off. Ecclesiastes 3:1. To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Verse 2, a time to be born, and a time to die, a time to plant, and a time to pluck up that which is planted. And that's right, so whenever somebody dies, it was their time to, according to the will of the Lord, according to the time limit that the Lord placed upon them when they were born into this earth. And there's nothing anybody can do. You know, Esau, with all his wicked, quote-unquote, medicine, which is really just poison, he can't save people. Life and death is not in his hands. It's in the hands of the Lord. The Lord determines how long someone lives, and he determines when someone dies and how it happens. And for all the people who refuse to believe that, well, your time will come. You know. But with that, I'm going to wrap it up here. In closing, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushai, Ba'ashim, Rakakudash. The water Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushai, for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to our brothers who are fervently preaching the word in sincerity and in faith. Shalom to the sincere Akwath, which are the sincere sisters. And shalom to the scattered Israelites who are amongst these heathen nations and look like these heathens. Hope you all stay strong, stay safe, stay fervent, stay circumspect, stay prayed up, and Adawan Ratazah. Till next time, Shalom.